for me, the most important aspect of this is the gospel. For God the Father so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. It is this truth which is the heart of the gospel according to Christ himself when speaking to Nicodemus that night. This transcends any culture, any generation or peoples. Everyone, regardless of their understanding or education or biblical knowledge or lack of, can understand the paternal love between a parent and a child, or between a child and a parent. Look at an infant and with its mother, how dependent, how much it loves its mother, how it cannot survive without its mother, or even as we grow older, etc. And the moment we teach a Trinity, obviously, if we're honest, we have to acknowledge, in fact, the Trinitarian will tell you the metaphorical terms. There is no Father and Son. God did not give a Son. Some second divine being who has always been took some role of a Son. And the whole gospel becomes a mockery and loses all its power because it's the love of the gospel that converts the sinner.
Because in this was manifested the love of God. In this.
Yep. When
that
the
God
early
sent
Christians
his only begotten Son.
When the early Christians saw that this creator of heaven and earth, this great and mighty God who parted the Red Sea and destroyed the enemies in Egypt, etc. And there was also, of course, some fear involved in all that because of such a powerful God, or a God of judgment. But when the New Testament exploded, when people saw Christ hanging on the cross and when he was resurrected, and they saw that this same powerful God, who with a word can destroy armies, so loved them that he gave his Son. This is what turned people to become martyrs, or just to live and to die for him, and what made the gospel go like fire to the world. Because they had a personal Father that could relate to that. And he loves us like he loves his own Son. That he was willing to sacrifice his Son to save us, to bring us forgiveness. It's a beautiful power of the gospel that everyone can relate to, which is destroyed. The knowledge of this is what does Jesus say, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee. When they come to know him as a loving Father who made the ultimate sacrifice. It says in Romans 8:32, what shall we say then, verse 31, to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us? Like everyone can relate to that. God is powerful. He's almighty. If he's with us, what can we be fearful of? Who can be against us? What can come to us that God cannot overcome? So this is powerful. But look what he says now. He that spared not his own Son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? So it's the love of God as a personal loving Father that empowered the church and the gospel, and to this day, and what will finish the gospel work. This is why the Trinity concept or any other false understanding of who God is destroys the gospel, destroys God's love, and destroys us of understanding him and wanting to live for him and serve him.
Because if there was no relationship, then how is it loving to let the other person go?
There's no love. There's no love.